and welcome to the next video in the Election Viewpoints series. I'm here with a councillor candidate, Mitesh Kumar. Thank you for joining us, Mitesh.
Yeah, thank you. Good morning. Good morning.
Yes, well, it's good to have you here, and I'm looking forward to having a little bit of a conversation with you and hear what some of your thoughts are around some of the election issues, especially in regards to the business community. So, should we just jump right in?
Yeah,
okay.
Let's get started.
Sounds good. Well, the first question that we have is one that, from a chamber perspective, we've been hearing about a lot. Economic development, kind of that phrase. And when you think of that phrase, economic development, what do you think is a good strategy for the city to use to encourage economic development in Steinbach?
Well, it's always good to discuss these things, because economy is what it runs our city, right? And we have to look into perspective not only with the economic growth, but also from the social welfare aspect of it. And it is good we are talking because as you see the challenges which we have increase in our population. A lot of immigrant flow have happened in last couple of decades here in Steinbach, so we need to meet up with those challenges. And also there is statistics to back that there are people who are also leaving this place to find jobs somewhere else or work somewhere else. And then we don't have we have a limited leaders emerging up from the community to take these challenges. So I think economic growth priority we need to really focus on, and in order to maintain the demand, this new challenge which we have in the last decade or so, and eventually it becoming more immense now. So and then at the same time we need to run social welfare measures to keep these people engaged and happy locally here. And then we always have to keep in mind the technologies and the best practice to adopt from other places to make it happen. And when I say economic growth priorities, means like create better environment for investment, and I specifically include also through immigration, which we have ignored based on my analysis in this area. And also the growth of the core agriculture, industrial, and service sector, which provides the most jobs here. So we need to look into that perspective, infrastructure, and other priorities, most important, like self-employment, like a self-business, then daycare, senior care, really in need right now, secondary housing. There's many things going on about that, and also health. In 2 years I'm here, still don't have my doctor. So and then social welfare measures, we cannot ignore things like recreational and cultural initiatives, which city was taking it further just a couple of years back, and all of a sudden it stopped. So that needs to come back to the table with topmost priority, which we can, because if people are not enjoying life here, and if they are not happy, they tend to move somewhere else, and that tied up with the jobs and work if they are not able to find here. So I guess this kind of perspective which we need to take when we're talking about economic development.
Sure. Thank you. So when you think of Steinbach businesses and business, there's always challenges that can make business tough. What do you think is one challenge that businesses in Steinbach face, and how can council help overcome that challenge for business?
Well, I would say when you talk about business, we really don't have huge industries and really big businesses here, giving jobs to like 500 or more people. Then I guess we should be more focused on realities, and realities is that a lot of small businesses are here. A lot of people who are not able to find jobs, they try to get into small business. They try to get into home business. They try to learn some trades and on. And the challenge which we are facing is the lack of leadership, support, motivation, and engagement from city and its affiliates. So we really need to do much more than what we are doing right now and promote such initiative. So the small businesses, which eventually comes and goes, people start with it, and then somehow they feel that they're left alone. They're not getting the kind of support and other initiatives from the city, and then they just give up in some time. So I take that as one of the challenge for our local business if we talk about in the perspective. Right. And I guess city and affiliate must engage more, do workshops, counseling, more discussions, have some moderation in the bylaws processes, make things easier for them, bring more connectivity, just don't let them stay on their own. Help them in the way we could. And very important, bring technologies to solve some of these problems which we are really lacking. Many of the things we have is still on manual process. So that's, I think, is a challenge, and that's some of the things which we can do as a city to help businesses.
Good, thank you. And what about some of the things that the city already is maybe a strength that the city has that allows businesses to be successful? So what are some of those things that you see? Maybe two of those. And again, how can council keep those things as strong points?
Okay, so strong point, and it comes from history, all the way from when great Eddie Penner started with the concept saying making it automobile city. So I see people are very hardworking here, and again, self-employment is one of the things which people go for. Most of the businesses locally owned, so a lot of dollars stays here within the community, and that should be really our strength, because it's not common. I've lived in other bigger cities in past as well, and I've seen the concept, and that's something unique about it, and we to take it as a strength. Also, low cost of living and low cost of business is also here, and we have a really big opportunity just next door. We have a big city like a Winnipeg to offer the services if the resident want to be to work on those products and services and be more competitive. City can definitely, so self-employment, trade, small home businesses must be made like a mass movement, because people are not able to find these are the things which you can do to bring them up. And if this is what our strength is from going from the past, we should focus on that, give them the opportunity, and give them all the backup support which they need in order to grow and not give up right in the in middle. You running a chamber of commerce here, and the concept, like many people would come and then they disappear. And even the statistics suggest that first, second, 2 years are very critical for anyone when they intend to start a business and run. Low cost, when I mentioned, and big market nearby, great opportunity. We should use that as a strength. So you can produce product and services much lower cost than many other bigger cities or others would do, and that gives you edge from the business perspective. So you do that, you offer services locally. At the same time, you can offer services just next door. You have a huge city, huge population.
Right.
So I see that that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the next question that I want to ask you has to do with kind of your vision for what you see. Terms are 4 years long, right? Maybe if you get on council, you'd be on for a lot longer. But let's talk. If you get on for the next 4 years, what is your vision for what Steinbach could be in the next 4 years?
Well, I like that question. 4 years defined, right?
Yeah.
Many people, many leaders would come up with a concept, and they don't have any timeline or deadline. It's just a continuous process. Every 4 years they'll come and renew, add some sugar-coated words, and then it just carries forward. As far as I'm concerned, some of these challenges we just mentioned, I am there to bring some of the changes and voice for some of the things which are going to fix this. Investment is the major one. So I look that investment is the solution to many of the problems which we have from the business perspective. And I specifically want to also focus on immigration investment. I myself am a licensed immigration consultant. There are so many programs, at federal level and provincial level, promoted by the same leader. Many times they oppose when immigration word, people use it as a bad word in different sense, but I'm talking about investment in immigration, which could be very critical. So that could be my key focus in this defined time frame, to have a work group or a team to work in that perspective, make businesses aware how they can get access to the investment which can come from overseas and solve some of the problems which we have here. It will also enlarge our tax base and other things. Then I also like to bring the technologies, newer technologies in all department, best practices from the other places in the city, not only the Canada, also from the abroad. Not having just regular meetings and reading a line from some other city that I was there traveling, I saw this good thing. That's not going to help. We need to really have a work group and to monitor those things, what's good happening all around, and we can bring those things also here in the Steinbach. Even in small cities, even in small towns like Winkler and other places are doing much better in some of these in aspects. So we need to open up and then look into those things to bring investment technologies and best practices. I'm also there for a basic bus service. I have been talking to people around, and they're really favoring this because I think it's really going to help women category of our voters and residents, because many times they are dependent on the other partner to get their basic things. So we need to really bring that mobility right to everyone. So some people talk about we have taxi and other things. I mean, running city council, it's not just a business. As we talked, that social welfare is very important for any economic development. And if we have a social welfare, that's what's going to keep people intact and together. And that's what my vision is, and give mobile access to the people, bring so many different technology so that it improves their life. Not everything needs to be manual. With respect to older and other people, we can still continue everything the way it is, but it won't cost much to bring the technology in all departments. In fact, it's going to cut so many different costs. I had opportunity to look into financials of the city for last 5 years, and I'm definitely sure that if we bring technology in some of those things, it can cut the cost and it will pay off on its own. It doesn't cost a lot to bring technologies in in those departments. Sure. And those services. So those are those are the things which I envision for the city.
Sure.
And most important, when it is 150 years in 2024, the foundation of the city, I want the city to be one of the best place to live and work. And I also envision that by 2024, this would also be a great investment destination, including immigration investment.
Good. Well, thank you for sharing that. Is there anything else, just as we wrap things up, that you want to share from your platform that you would like any of the viewers that are watching to know?
Of course. So I'm 34, young postgraduate. I want to bring that energy to the chair in the city. I'm with due respect to other senior and adult people, but we need to also look into that perspective. I need to bring that perspective to people, and they can make a decision. So I want people to vote for me, because I will bring that energy to the chair, and also because we need a full-time counselors. They're not just part-timers running their own businesses or running their own full-time job. So I promise to be a full-time counselor at city. So I want people to vote for me. I also want people to vote for a system where there is a report card system. So if I promise something, I've been promoting this all over city right from the 2 months. If I come back after 4 years, you have right to question. Okay, you said these 4 things, 5 things. What's the report card on it? What you did you bring it up? So I need to have a report card system. Non-partition. I'm getting views within the city from many people. Some would say, there are certain names who get privileges over others. It's easier to get for them to get a job or to get into some system. I mean, I don't like that concept. It's like everything should be non-partisan, especially at government level. So if public have certain opinion like that, there has to be something in there that is causing that opinion. I also got some opinion from some people that we elect certain names and send them to the council. Later on, they just forget their own people or their own name. So I requested people, even in my online marketing campaign, please vote only based on merits, because it's about our city. It's about the generation coming in. It's not about me. It's not about what's my religion. It's not about what I wear, what my color is, what my name is, or for that matter, any candidate. So vote on merits. If somebody is promising which is going to take the city further, bring investment, bring a better life for people, have more social welfare, measures taken, focuses on some of the things which can bring that recreational and cultural multiplex, which we are talking about so many years, and we just give up in between. So we need to look into all this as a new perspective. I mean, just my color or religion is not gonna help or do anything about all those things. But what I say, what I want to do, that's gonna make a difference. So please vote. I request everyone to vote for me. And at last, I would like to cover Sunday shopping as like a hot topic these days. So my opinion, I like the way it is, status quo on it. But then there is a general perception among people that council or city is not listening them, or they are being rude, just that they just don't want to listen. There has been some statement saying, because I like it this way, so it should be this way. Or my heart says that it has to be this way, so it has to be. I mean, it doesn't need to be like that. It is about public perception. My personal opinion is that I like this way, but I won't when it comes for me to vote on referendum, maybe I'll vote to support that it stays like that. But when I'm at the city representing people, I have to go by what the general feeling of people are, because they have all the power. If you are not going to listen, if they want to shop on Sunday, they're going to kick everyone out from that office and then bring the people who can listen to them. Good. So I just request everyone, come out on 24th October, vote for a change.
Well, thank you so much, Mitesh, for joining us today. And for those of you watching, check out the other videos that will be either on our Facebook pages of the Chamber or on our website. And we will hopefully have all the candidates on there so that you can hear what they have to say. And again, thank you, Mitesh, on behalf of the Chamber for coming in and sharing with us your viewpoints, and all the best.
Thank you, Ben.